Okay, let me start this agenda. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Good afternoon, everyone. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'in ala umuri dunya waddin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'du. Firstly, I would like to say the utmost gratitude towards God for letting us to gather in today's event with good and stable state of health. I also would like to say thank you for the all participants, especially Mr. Rudy Hartono MUP, and of course all the brothers and sister Villa in the community of Muslim Club Mahidol University, Thailand, for the willingness to join to the event, namely Community Service Program from Public Health Faculty of Kalimantan Islamic University, Indonesia. As for the theme of our community service activities today is tips for balanced nutritional intake during Ramadan. Hereby, I, Ahmad Zaki Anwari, will be the MC of today's community service program to guide you until this event ends. On this occasion, allow me to read you today's agenda. First is opening, and the second is welcoming speech, and then presentation. The fourth is conclusion, and then closing. Brother and sister Villa, for our first agenda, let's open this community service program by reciting Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, next agenda will be a welcoming speech. Allow me to invite the Dean of Public Health Faculty of Kalimantan Islamic University to deliver her welcome remark, and at the same time will open the event this afternoon to Ibu Melia Parika Indah, SKM MSc. Your time are welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Zaki. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Alhamdulillahilladzi bini'matihi tatimmus sholihat. All praise is due to Allah for His grace and mercy. Allah made it easy for us to be able to establish ukhuwah with brothers and sisters who are members of the Muslim student community, Mahidol University, and also other participants who join this program. Salawat and greetings may we always pour out to the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and his family, the tabi'un, tabi'in, and all Muslims who follow his sunnah until the end of time. On this occasion, we from the Faculty of Public Health University of Islam Kalimantan, Uniska, express our appreciation and gratitude to the Muslim brothers and sisters of Mahidol University for your participation and for giving time for us to share material in community service program. This program is part of the three dharma of higher education, which is a performance indicator for us. We hope that with this program, we can enhance cooperative relations between countries in general, in particular between universities abroad. Our topic today is tips for balanced nutritional intake during Ramadan. This topic is a common knowledge. However, sometimes because of busy activities, we become negligent in paying attention to the problem of balanced nutrition that must be obtained by our bodies. In addition, the unhealthy snacks are often very tempting, thus making us ignore a balanced nutrition menu. The classical problem when fasting is that we usually prioritize our appetite, especially when breaking the fast. We tend to eat various dishes without paying attention to the impact on our health. In today's program, we will both listen to the recommendation from WHO, World Health Organization, regarding balanced nutrition during fasting and how to adjust the menu to suit our nutritional status. Hopefully, this program will benefit us and may Allah make it easy for us in worshiping Allah as much as possible to get the utmost rewards in the month of Ramadan with a healthy and strong body. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Ibu May. Okay, brother and sister, before we enter the main event, let us take a photo together in this Zoom meeting. To all participants who have not opened their cameras, please turn on your cameras. Okay, for Mr. Edi Rahman, could you take a picture for us?
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Once again.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Edi. Okay. Dear all participants, now we proceed to the main event of this agenda, which will be presented by Mr. Rudi Hartono, MUP. He is a lecturer at State College of Lambung Mangkurat University in South Kalimantan. To Bapak Rudi, your occasion are welcome.
Okay, thank you, Pak Zaki. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I would like to greet all of brothers and sisters who are here today. And I would like to share my screen. So please wait for the share screen here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can. Okay, good. Okay, as has been mentioned before, that our topic today is tips for balanced nutrition intake during fasting Ramadan. And I think this topic is very important for us to prepare ourselves because several days from now, we are going to be in Ramadan month, and all Muslims are asked to do the fasting ibadah. And during Ramadan, we need also to fulfill the need of our body to maintain our health. Okay, so before we start, okay, again, I would like to say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And I would like to try to say greeting in Thailand, in Thai language. I don't know whether I do it correctly or not, but Swadi Thongbai, for all brothers and sisters in Thailand. Okay, our topic today will be divided into 4 main topics. The first one is fasting and nutrition. And then the second one is determining nutritional status. And then acknowledging nutritional needs. And at the end, we will talk about effort to fulfill nutritional needs. Oh, okay, let's start with the first part. Fasting in Ramadan. All of us know that fasting in Ramadan is obligation for us Muslims. And here we have Surah Al-Baqarah, the verse 183 that say, Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu kutiba alaikumusiyam kama kutiba ala alladina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. And the meaning in English, for all who believers, fasting is prescribed for you, as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may be pious. So here it is clear that fasting is an obligation. And how to do fasting in a Shari way? There are two hadiths that you can see here. The first one is hadith narrated by Bukhari and Muslim that said, then have sahur, because in fact there is a blessing in preparing for breakfast. So sahur is eating before Fajr. And then the second hadith say that indeed the servant I love the most is he who hastens to break his fast as soon as the time has come. So from these two, we can conclude that to have breakfast before the Fajr is sunnah, and also to break our fast as soon as the time comes, as soon as the Azan Maghrib comes, it is also a sunnah. But during these two times, we have to control ourselves not to eat or drink, and also many things that is forbidden during fasting. Okay, let's go on here. Now we come to the fasting and nutrition. Fasting means that not consuming food and drink for 10 to 20 hours. Sorry, this is minutes, it should be hours. It's depend on the location of the country in the world. For Thailand, maybe almost the same like in Indonesia. In Indonesia, we usually start the fasting at around 5 o'clock in the morning during this April month, March or April. And then we will do the breakfasting or iftar at around 6 o'clock. Maybe in Thailand, it's almost the same. When we eat during the regular time, we need to have 3 times intake of food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But during fasting, we only allowed to have 2 times. It means sahur and iftar. And our body needs energy. The energy comes from carbohydrate. And the body itself has carbohydrate or glycogen and fat reserves. So actually, without consuming any food, our body also already have reserves of carbohydrate and fat. And when we eat something, the energy is taken from the body glucose. And usually this body glucose as energy is taken from food from 0 to 4 hours after being consumed. So if we have sahur around, let's say 4:30 o'clock in the morning, so it means the most efficient energy source that comes from this eating time is around 6 until 8 o'clock in the morning. And then after 4 to 12 hours after eating, most glucose is resulted from the breakdown of glycogen in the liver. And this process is called gluconeogenesis. And okay, I continue. During this period, when there is no intake of food, so our body will use the glucose and also fat reserve in our body. So with fasting, actually, we optimize our glucose and fat reserves. I'm sorry, the glucose and fat reserve. And then after more than 12 hours, most of the glucose is obtained from the breakdown of protein and fat as gluconeogenesis substrate. So this process is happening when we are fasting. About the water supply in our body. Our bodies cannot store water reserves, so the kidneys save water by reducing water loss from urine. So during fasting, because we have less water intake, so the body will make our metabolism a little bit different from the normal time. Maybe you noticed that during fasting, we urinate not as often as when we don't do fasting. So that's actually is our natural metabolism in response of the less water intake to our body. Okay. Okay, let's talk about nutrition. Here it is said, according to WHO, nutrition is the intake of food considered in relation to the body's dietary needs. So nutrition is the intake of food. When we do fasting, it means the intake of food is less than the normal time. And the process of providing or obtaining food is necessary for our health and growth. And nutrition is a process of organisms using food that is consumed normally through the process of digestion, absorption, transportation, storage, metabolism, and excretion of substances that are not used to maintain life. So during fasting, our excretion process is reduced because our body need the food intake, and this food is used optimally in the body metabolism. And nutrition is a substance or compound contained in food consisting of carbohydrates, protein, fat, vitamins, minerals, fiber, water, and other components that are beneficial to human growth and health. This is according to the Ministry of Health of the Republic of Indonesia. After we know about the meaning of nutrition, then now let's talk about nutritional status. How to determine nutritional status in our body? For adults, to measure the nutritional status, we can use body mass index or BMI. And the formula to calculate BMI is BMI equal to body weight in kilogram divided by body height in meter. And according to WHO, World Health Organization, there are 4 categories of a nutritional status of our body. We can be underweight, normal, overweight, or obese. So if you want to know, you can try to calculate about your body mass index by dividing your body weight with your body height. And for me, I'm included in obese. So I'm not healthy actually. Okay, I'm talking about nutritional status, but me myself is not in a good condition. What an ironic thing to say. Okay. The nutritional needs. There are 3 points here that we should know, that during fasting and not fasting, there is no difference in nutritional needs. So whether we are fasting or not, the nutritional needs is the same. And then nutritional needs should consider age groups and spatial conditions. Spatial conditions here including health condition. So different age group have different nutritional needs. And the need for energy and nutrients, both during fasting and not on fasting days, follows the recommendation nutritional adequacy rate, which is abbreviated into RDA. And RDA is average daily level of intake, sufficient to meet the nutrition requirements of nearly all healthy individuals. So this is the minimum intake that will meet the requirements of our body. Often used to plan nutritionally adequate diets for individuals. Okay, as long as our minimum intake is sufficient during fasting, so it will not reduce our health condition. This is the nutritional needs according to the age. And it is divided into two main groups for male and female. So special conditions that is mentioned before, one of them is about the gender. Male generally have needs more energy than female. And you can see in the table, the older someone gets, the less energy that he or she needs. Okay, let's go on with the effort to fulfill nutritional needs. Balanced nutrition should be considered in our daily meal. And the daily food composition that contains balanced nutrition should taking into account, the first one is the principles of food diversity, and then physical activity, and then clean living behavior, and then the fourth one is maintaining normal body weight on a regular basis. And the goal to fulfill this nutritional needs of balanced nutrition is to maintain body health for adults and also maintain body health and perfect growth in children, and also to fulfill the needs of energy for our daily activities. There are 10 tips of balanced nutrition messages. This is 10 balanced nutrition messages. So the first point, be grateful and enjoy a variety of staple foods. In Indonesia, most people will have rice as staple food. In some area, they also have sagu and also corn. In Thailand, I believe that the staple foods is rice. But to have staple food almost always the same every day is actually not very good. We need to enjoy a variety of staple food. Maybe if today we have rice and then the next day we will have potato, and another day will be corn and bread or something like that. Because staple foods is usually related to carbohydrate. And message number 2, eat lots of vegetables and fruits. It is said 500 grams per day of vegetables and fruits. And 500 grams is more than enough, actually. Actually, the range is between 350 to 500 grams per day. And for vegetables, it is better if you have it 2 to 3 servings, and fruits 3 to 4 servings during the day. And message number 3, get used to consuming side dishes with high protein, 2 to 4 servings. It can be animal protein or vegetable protein. So 1, 2, 3, it is about carbohydrate, protein, and vegetables and fruits. How about number 4? get used to consumption of variety of staple foods. I have talked about this for message number 1. So this is emphasizing about the consumption of a variety of staple foods, the source of carbohydrate. And number 5, limit consumption of sweet, salty, and fatty foods. Usually, people like to have sweet food, especially during Ramadan. And it is said that for sugar, actually we only need 4 tablespoons per day of 50 grams. And then sodium or salt, 1 teaspoon, and then fat, 5 tablespoons. And message number 6, do enough physical activity. Do exercise minimum 150 minutes per week. So it is around 20 to 25 minutes per day. And maintain ideal body weight. And let's go on with message number 7. Make it a habit to wash your hands with soap and running water, especially before eating. So this is like a clean behavior. We need to wash our hands, especially during the pandemic like COVID last year, and make it a good habit for our daily activities. Message number 8, eat regularly. Don't skip the meal schedule, especially breakfast. Eat before 9 a.m. Many people, especially in Indonesia, when especially students, when they have schools and they need to be in a hurry to go to school, they like to skip breakfast. Actually, breakfast is a very important meal. So when we are fasting, we do not skip breakfast. We just make our breakfast early. Here it is at before 9 a.m. So 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, it's okay. Still before 9 a.m. And then number 9, adequate and safe intake of water. We need 1,800 to 2,500 milliliters per day. When we are fasting, so during the sahur, it is good to drink a lot of water, because the water will be our supply when we are doing our daily activities. And the message number 10, make it a habit to read labels on food packaging to avoid excessive consumption of calories or avoid unsafe preservatives and food coloring substances. Usually, the ladies are very particular about this kind of thing, but not the men. Usually, we just buy food like that without reading the labels. And why is it important to read food labels? Because with the information in the labels, we can see the expiration date. We don't want to eat expired food. And then second one, we can say the product name and also the composition. And number 4, information on nutritional values. Here we will be able to know the amount of calories. And then number 5, which is very important for Muslims, halal information. Is this food halal or not? And then number 6, distribution permit. And number 7 is the weight. From number 1 to 7, information that is in labels. There, and some of them are very important to know. Okay, after we know about the balanced nutrition according to the regulation and also theory, now here, wow, yummy. We have Thailand food, Tom Yum Goong. When we know about this, it contains of seafood and a little bit of coconut milk. If we compare to the knowledge that we have just seen about the balanced nutrition, now we know whether Tom Yum Kung is balanced nutrition or not. And also here we have kapat, or in bahasa Indonesia it will be nasi goreng, fried rice in English. So we have similar kind of food in Thailand and Indonesia. Is it balanced enough? That is, does it contains about carbohydrate? Of course, carbohydrate because it is rice. How about the protein? The protein from animals and also from vegetation, and also the vitamin, the mineral, the fiber, etc. And then next one, som tang. It is healthier than the two before because it contains of a lot of vegetables here. And pad thai, it is also contains of vegetables and some, if I'm not mistaken, it is chicken, tofu. And yeah, I see some lime also there. So maybe the composition is quite balanced for this one. Okay, let's go on. Now this one, mango sticky rice. The pronunciation is very, very, very difficult. I'd like to try. Kami mamung, something like that. It contains of mangoes, which is fruit, contains of vitamins and also fiber, and sticky rice. Sticky rice contains of carbohydrate and a little bit of coconut milk, if I'm not mistaken. If you look at the photo, maybe we will want it to have this for our iftar in Ramadan. Okay. Okay, after we saw some Thailand food, now the recommendation when fasting according to WHO, the first one, drink a lot between iftar and sahur, not between sahur and iftar. So after iftar, and then you have tarawih, etc. Before you go to sleep, drink a lot of liquid. And during sahur also a lot of liquid. And then number two, don't skip sahur, because sahur is a very important meal during fasting. And eating sahur is sunnah, according to Rasulullah SAW. And then number three, eat slowly with adequate amounts of food. When you eat slowly, you chew slowly, then it will help your digestive system. So during fasting, when you do this, it will help your body to absorb better about the nutrition. If you eat quickly, sometimes because the sahur time is almost finished, so we have to eat in a hurry. Actually, it is not good. So please spare some time for taking sahur. And then number four, avoid high-fat foods. High-fat foods included here is fried food, because fried food contains oil and oil is fat. And then the next recommendation, avoid drinking coffee, tea, and soft drinks. The next one, avoid lots of too sweet food and drink when breaking the fast. So don't eat something sweet when you break your fast. And then the next one is eat balanced nutrition food to replace energy during fasting. You can refer to our previous discussion about balanced nutrition. And then the last one, do light exercise at night. if you do exercise during the day, it may make your body weak because of less food intake during the day. So the recommendation from WHO, if you do the exercise, do it at night. Okay. What has been mentioned by the WHO, World Health Organization, about taking a lot of water? It is related to the prayer that we need to recite after breakfasting. Our breakfasting prayer is Dhahabat Doma'u wa Talatil Uruk wa Sabatal Ajru Insha'Allah. It means the thirst has been quenched and the veins are moistened and the reward remains, Insha'Allah. This hadith is narrated by Abu Dawud and hadith number 2357. From this hadith, we can refer that Rasulullah also recommend that we take water during breakfast, because this prayer is done just after we break the fasting. From this hadith, it can be referred that it is suggested to drink first because the thirst has been quenched. So what the recommendation of World Health Organization is in line with the sunnah of the Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, next. When you break the fast, you need to have a certain eating pattern, a good eating pattern. Here, immediately break the fast by consuming food gradually. But before that, start breaking the fast by drinking water. Rasulullah SAW suggests that we have dates, and it's in odd number. You can have 1, 3, or 5. Because date is a fruit with many advantages. It contains carbohydrate and also some fiber that your body needs when you break the fasting. So we suggest that consuming good food gradually, we start with dates. And then choose foods, drinks that contain natural sweetness, such as cut fruit, fruit juice, dates, etc. And avoid eating large in the beginning of your fast breaking. Some people, because they are very hungry during the fast breaking, they just go on with a big portion of food at the beginning. So it is not good. So we start with drinking and then taking fruits, dates, etc. And then we eat gradually. After this, then we can do Maghrib praying. And then after Maghrib praying, we have dinner, eating pattern at dinner. Eat complete and balanced meals containing carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and vegetables. And then reducing fatty foods such as fried foods, coconut milk, offal, etc. Offal is the internal part of the stomach in animal. So it contains like lungs, liver, heart, intestine, that's all. That's what we refer to offal. And then eat gradually, chew well, don't rush, and don't overeat. Because breakfasting is not a revenge, because we don't eat all day, then we eat as much as possible. No, it will disturb our health if we do that. See, this is food that is not good for dinner during fasting or during Ramadan because it contains of coconut milk. The name of the food is gandai. This is also not good from kaiga because it also contains coconut milk. And after we have dinner, after Salat Maghrib, and then we have Tarawih, Isha prayer, and then Tarawih. After that, we can eat also. But we need to follow this pattern. Consume food as an additional energy intake for Tarawih prayers. Sometimes after Tarawih, in the middle of the night, after sleeping in the middle of the night, we wake up and also doing some night prayer also. So we need another energy intake. So we can do the energy intake after Tarawih. And then eat healthy snacks such as fruit or pudding. And then pay attention to your fluid intake by drinking more water at night. Try to drink water at least 1 liter from the time you break your breakfast, you break your fasting until before going to bed. So after fasting and before going to bed, it is suggested you consume 1 liter of water. Okay, after that, this is the eating pattern during sahur. The first one, eat a complete and balanced meal at sahur. The problem is sometimes we do not have enough time to cook for sahur. So I suggest that you cook before going to bed. So during sahur, you can just eat the food. And then eat foods that contain complete composition, such as meal for dinner. And avoid eating sahur too early. Do it just before the end of sahur time inside. This is also suggested by Rasulullah SAW. And drink 3 to 4 glasses or enough water at sahur. Everyone have different metabolism of the body. Someone maybe need 3 to 4 glasses, other may need more than that, and other may need less than that. So I think you know better than anybody else about your own body. But the suggestion here, just drink enough water at sahur. And then avoid sweet foods, replace them by consuming fruits that are rich in natural fiber. So do not eat candy or eat food like calamari here during sahur. Okay. And here we have some saying about healthy. Healthy is beautiful. When you are healthy, you will look more beautiful than when you are unhealthy. And healthy is enjoyment. You can enjoy many activities when you are healthy. Healthy is economical. You don't need to see doctor. You don't need to spend any money for medicine when you are healthy. So healthy is everything. Okay, we come to the end of the material today. I would like to say Kapkun, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And I return the floor to Pak Zaki. Thank you very much.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Pak Rudi. Thank you for all participants. Our agenda is running well. Thanks again for Pak Rudi for your presentation, and thank you also for all participants who have listened wisely to the explanation. Okay, before I conclude the presentation, before ending this event, I apologize because at the beginning of the event, I had forgotten to introduce our community service team. So allow me to introduce the lecturers who are involved in this community service activity by mentioning their names one by one. Okay, first it is with us Mr. In Indonesia, brother and sister, we call Mr. Bapak, and we call Mrs. As Ibu. So when I call Bapak, it's mean for male lecturers, and then for when I call Ibu, it's mean for female lecturers. So it is with us. There is Bapak Edi Rahman, and then also there is Bapak Agus Jalpi, and then and then Bapak Bahrul Ilmi, and also there is Pak Denny Suryanto, and of course there is Ibu Mei, our leader in this team, and also there is Bapak Ahmad Rijal, and also Bapak Chandra, and then Ibu Neti, Ibu Astrinawati, and also Ibu Norsita, and then Bapak Zuhrupal, or Bapak Opal, and also there is Bapak Edi Arianto, and also Ibu Asnawati, and also with us Bapak Rudi, our presenter today from the lecturer from Uniska also. Okay, and then allow me to conclude what Mr. Rudi have conveyed, and at the same time allow me to edit a little information about tips for healthy Ramadan fasting. Fasting during Ramadan is a much a mental exercise, and it is a physical one. Although we may differ in how we prepare our minds and bodies, here are some tips that can help Muslim adjust to the daily fast. First is stay hydrate. It's mean try drinking fluid several times throughout the night, even if you aren't feeling too thirsty, because thirst is a signal that your body is already dehydrated. And then the second one is variety is the spice of life. Eat a variety of foods during the evening. And now more than ever, your body needs good nourishment to compensate for the stress of fasting. Whole grains, vegetable, fruits, plant protein, healthy fat, all of these are important to give your body all the nutrients it needs. And the third is portion size is important. It takes the body about 20 minutes to register that it's had enough to eat. So don't go overboard with eating during iftar. Eating mindfully and listening for when your hunger is actually satisfied, and put less stress on your body and gives you more energy than eating huge amount at one time. And then keep moving. It's mean to fasting, though fasting can be physically exhausting, try not to be completely sedentary. If you typically work out during the morning, see how your body feels if you switch exercise to the evening after breaking your fast. And then a few secrets to a successful sahur or pre-sunrise meal. Together, the component of a balanced meal help your blood sugar remain more stable, which gives you good energy. Some of the elements to include in your sahur. Whole grain sources include whole grain cereal, whole grain bread, brown rice, and oatmeal. And then trust how your body feels. Every person is individual and may feel best with different ways of eating. If you are having trouble with fasting and these tips don't work for you, talk with a dietitian or other healthcare provider to get more specific advice based on your situation. Okay, we finally come to the end of today's agenda. Okay,
Pak Jaki,
yeah, Ibu May,
maybe we can give opportunity the audience
discuss.
to discuss.
Okay. Okay, maybe we still have time for discuss. So for the participant, maybe from the brothers and sister in MCM, Muslim Club Mahidol University, if you have any question, you can ask directly, maybe by push the button raise hand button. Okay, we have brother Raukin. Raukin, how to spell your name?
Yes, Keen alone is fine.
Raukin.
Yes.
Okay, we have
Raukin.
brother Raukin. Okay,
Okay, so I just have one small question to start off.
okay. To
So
Mr. Rudy or to our?
yes. To
Okay.
regarding the presentation.
Okay, okay.
So I think in one part of the presentation, there was a mention of how when we eat food, we should be careful with the amount of calories we intake. So I was just wondering that when it comes to choosing the food, are calories the only thing that matter? Like what else should we look at? Because sometimes like when I go to the supermarket, for example, if I look at nuts, they have more calories than, let's say, potato chips. But then in general, we would assume that nuts are more healthier than potato chips, even though they have more calories. So I'm wondering that is calorie the only thing we should look at, or are there other stuff that we should look at?
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for your question, Bro Raukin. Okay, maybe we can directly answer this question to Mr. Rudy, or maybe other team may answer this question. Very interesting question about what we should choose when we when we looking at the stuff from the meal, which is like either nut or apa tadi?
Chips.
Okay, chips. Okay, okay. Please, Mr. Rudy, or maybe we just open other question or directly answer this question.
Maybe we just directly answer this question.
Okay. Mr. Rudy.
Thank you, Brother Hawking, for the question. I tried to answer the question, and if the other lecturers have some additional information about the answer, please help me with completing the answer. Okay, calories is a very important element when we are taking food, because in daily intake, we should consider calorie that is related to the energy that we will use in the day. If the calorie is more than the energy that we use, then the nutrients will be reserved in our body in the form of fat. But it is not only the calorie that you should pay attention to. We need also to consider the nutrition balance and also food combining. Looking at the information of calorie, for example, you said about chips. Maybe in the chips we have, let's say, 500 calories per gram. Okay, you buy the chips. That means that your daily calorie intake is already fulfilled by the chip, 500 calories. For example, if your daily is 5,000 calories per day, then you already have 500. The other 4,500, you should get it from other variety of food by considering the nutrition balance and also food combining. Okay, maybe other lecturers can add my answer.
Okay. Okay. Brother. Yeah. Okay. Ibu Mai.
And I think I just want to just give a little addition about nutritional. It's the key. It's not too much or don't overdo it too much like that, because it will make so what do we call penumpukan? Penumpukan.
Overfill.
Yeah. Feel the fat because the calorie will be uh, uh, dipecah menjadi glukosa apa namanya menjadi broken down to be fat and they will spend at our body something like that. So but it's okay if sometimes we want to eat the chips snack like that if it is just not be regularly. I think it's because when we always see the composition and the gram, maybe we will it's so many attention. I think so many regulation for the nutrition, but for young people, you just take your body up well with choose the various menu, not just rice every day or something like that, or chips every day, something like that. I'm sorry if not it's not clear enough. Yeah, maybe Mrs. Bunetti, can you give it? It's okay in Indonesia. We will try to
Translate.
translate.
Oke, mungkin Bapak Ibu di sini atau Ibu Neti, okay, for our brother and sister, we have Ibu Neti. She is nutrition expert.
Nutritionist.
Yeah, nutritionist in our faculty. So maybe she can answer more information for this question. Ibu Neti bisa tambahkan pertanyaannya tadi dari Bro Rakin, dari saudara Rakin menanyakan tentang ketika memilih antara kacang atau kentang, potato chips itu kira-kira apakah berdasarkan kalorinya atau berdasarkan kelihatan sehatnya? Karena kalori tadi dibilang lebih tinggi, kacang lebih tinggi kalorinya dibandingkan kentang, tapi seolah-olah kacang terlihat lebih sehat daripada kentang. Nah, kira-kira bagaimana kalau seperti itu? Mungkin Ibu Neti, maybe Ibu Neti, you may add the information about this question. Ibu Neti, jika berkenan, ada mau menambahkan pertanyaannya, and then we can translate the answer.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. I'm sorry, I cannot speak English very well. So I speak Indonesian language ya.
Oke.
Oke, saya akan menambahkan mana yang lebih bagus ya dikonsumsi, apakah kentang gitu ya, kentang goreng apa kacang-kacangan gitu ya. Memang secara kalori kentang itu lebih lebih rendah kalorinya daripada kacang. Tetapi dilihat dari indeks glikemik ya. Jadi indeks glikemik itu adalah efek kalau kita memakan makanan itu menimbulkan kadar gula darah di dalam tubuh kita. Ya, itu. Jadi kalau kentang itu indeks glikemiknya lebih tinggi daripada kacang-kacangan gitu ya. Nah, jadi kalau kita memilih sebenarnya dua-duanya dipilih karena makanan itu kan kombinasi ya. Jadi kalau kentang itu adalah sumber karbohidrat, memang
Mohon maaf Bu Neti, mungkin kita sepotong-sepotong biar kita jelaskan.
lupa kalau itu ditranslate.
Oke.
I think it's okay. Like there's no need to translate because I sort of understand you could say the main points.
Okay.
So I think firstly she mentioned that it's not just about calories. Sometimes we also have to look like the index chemicals. For example, the chips they affect the blood sugar. Am I correct?
Is that correct? Yeah, correct. That is correct. Oke. Ya, paham Bu Neti. Sepertinya Brother Rokin he understand Indonesian language very well, I think, because Oke. Ada lagi Bu Neti?
Dilanjut. Jadi kalau milih kentang apa kacang-kacangan ya. Sebenarnya makanan itu kan kalau kita ingin bagus memakannya kan dikombinasi gitu ya. Jadi ada makanan yang indeks glikemiknya tinggi, kita kombinasi dengan makanan yang indeks glikemiknya rendah seperti sayur, kacang-kacangan gitu ya. Nah, begitu pula dengan misalkan tahu, tempe itu kan makanan yang juga tinggi protein, indeks glikemiknya tinggi. Tetapi kalau dalam pengolahannya kita digoreng terus itu menimbulkan lemak ya di dalam tubuh akan dirubah menjadi kolesterol ya. Kita tahu kalau kolesterol menumpuk di dalam darah akan terjadi penyumbatan, berbagai macam penyakit ditimbulkan. Salah satunya penyakit jantung koroner gitu.
Oke.
Ya.
Mungkin bisa dijelaskan Bu, indeks glikemik itu apa? Dengan bahasa awamnya mungkin apa Bu?
Indeks glikemik itu adalah makanan apabila kita makan, terutama sumber karbohidrat, itu akan menimbulkan kadar gula darah di dalam tubuh kita begitu ya. Jadi semakin tinggi indeks glikemik itu, maka semakin cepat proses perubahan karbohidrat menjadi gula. Nah, semakin cepat perubahan menjadi gula, maka semakin cepat pula turunnya gitu ya. Jadi metabolisme itu kenyang itu cepat gitu loh. Tidak lambat di dalam lambung kita. Semakin lambat kenyang makanan di dalam tubuh kita tuh maka semakin bagus gitu ya. Jadi makanya kalau puasa itu apalagi kita dianjurkan berbuka itu kan minum air ya, air putih terutama, kemudian makan makanan manis. Yang manis bukan berarti gula tetapi buah-buahan, terutama kalau dalam hadis kita adalah kurma. Kurma itu kan masuk buah-buahan yang manis tapi indeks glikemiknya rendah ya. Dia rendah, masuk sedang lah ya. Seperti itu. Baru nanti ada jeda kita makan makanan utama setelah sholat maghrib, karena selama kurang lebih 13,5 jam kan lambung kita istirahat. Kalau tiba-tiba diisi penuh, dipaksa untuk bekerja, itu berbahaya bagi lambung kita. Jadi ada jeda dulu kita. Baru kita memakan makanan lengkap begitu. Mungkin itu tambahan dari saya Pak Zaki.
Okay.
Thank you very
Terima
much.
kasih. Thank you, Bu Neti. Maybe we need Pak Rudi maybe to little bit translate about the conclusion about Ibu Neti explanation. Pak Rudi, may I? Okay.
I try to make a conclusion about what Ibu Neti just explained. So besides the number of the calories, the consideration is also should be the glycemic index of the food. Glycemic index is the ability of this food to be observed in our metabolism and turned into glucose. So, for example, peanuts and potatoes is faster to become glucose in our metabolism. So, in short, it will be like that, Pak Zaki.
Okay. Thank you very much, Bu Neti and Pak Rudi. Okay. Brother Raukin, how about the answer? Okay, thank you very much. Maybe we have another one question, because in Banjarmasin right now we just Maghrib time in our local time.
Please remember about the attendance, Pak Jaki.
The
link
about the attendance list.
Attendance.
Okay. Okay, for all participants, you may fill the attendance list in the chat box, and then fill the attendance list. Okay. Maybe we still have one question. If you have any question before we close this event, is there any question? Maybe
the sisters.
Okay. The sister from MCM, Muslim Club Mahidol University. Maybe you can
I
answer in Thai. Okay.
I actually have one more thing that
Yes.
Okay.
I was curious
Uh-huh.
about. Is it okay if I ask him?
Okay. Go
Okay.
ahead, Bro Rokin.
Okay. So I just want and so in the presentation it was mentioned that how usually when it comes to when you're breaking the iftar, it's not really good to have food that has coconut milk. So can I get a more detailed elaboration on this? Because usually in Thailand, when we go to our family or our relatives or our friends, usually every food that we have, especially when breaking iftar, they all have coconut milk. So,
Yeah.
so
I think,
it's very interesting information for me, knowing that breaking fast with something that has coconut milk is not really good.
Okay. I think we have some what you call the same type of food or this in the iftar or
Yeah.
in the sahur. So maybe Pak Rudi or maybe Ibu Neti may answer this question. Brother Rokin asking about kenapa ketika buka puasa sebaiknya tidak makan yang atau mengkonsumsi yang mengandung coconut milk. Apa alasannya? Karena menarik katanya kebudayaan mungkin kebiasaan di Thailand sama kayak kita. Kalau buka puasa mungkin pakai kolak. Kolak in Indonesia this our food the bananas you cook with the coconut milk. Sometimes something like that. Okay, maybe Pak Rudi or Ibu Neti or Ibu May, you may answer this question.
Okay, Pak Jackie, I try to open the answer first, just like before. Actually, coconut is a healthy food as long as it is consumed naturally without being cooked. When you cook the coconut, there will be a chemical reaction that changes the elements or the content in the coconut become fat. The longer you cook the coconut, especially here the coconut milk, then the higher the content of fat in the food. And fat is difficult to be processed in our digestive system. Okay. Maybe Bu Neti will add some information. Thank you, Pak Zaki.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Rudi. Maybe it's still need more answering about the question why coconut milk is not good for iftar. Oh, sorry, for iftar, right? Maybe why the reason it's not good for break the fast. Maybe Ibu May atau Ibu Neti bisa menjawab kenapa makanan bersantan tidak disarankan, Bu, di berbuka puasa, di saat berbuka puasa.
Oke, saya kah yang jawab?
Boleh Bu
Meka.
Neti? Ya, Bu Neti mungkin boleh.
Oke.
Bu Neti puasa kah, Bian? Saum nggak, Bu?
Sudah buka. Siapa tadi yang betakun siapa tadi?
Masih Brother Rokin. Masih Brother Rokin. Dia bertanya tentang tadi ada mendengar penjelasan katanya kalau makanan bersantan tidak disarankan untuk berbuka. Kenapa, Bu? Kira-kira dari segi kebutuhan nutrisinya mungkin atau mungkin dampaknya ke tubuh kita yang setelah menjalani puasa seharian, apakah ada kandungan tertentu yang membuat santan itu kurang disarankan kalau berbuka? Karena di budaya Thailand, Bu, sama kayak kita ternyata kalau makan buka atau apa itu banyak yang bersantan kayak kita kolak tadi mungkin kayak gitu, Bu.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ronken, for your question. I will answer in Indonesian language. Makanan Indonesia dan Thailand itu kan makanan Melayu ya, hampir-hampir sama gitu ya. Banyak menggunakan santan ya, or coconut milk gitu ya. Seperti tempat kita kan kolak gitu ya. Kemudian makan makanan sumapan, bingka gitu ya, dan lain-lain. Nah, efek terlalu banyak mengkonsumsi santan kalau di dalam tubuh kita itu akan dirubah menjadi kolesterol tadi ya, kolesterol atau lemak jahat ya. Karena dimasak itu kan lama dan proses lama dan pemanasan yang lama. Sebenarnya lemak santan sendiri itu tidak jahat ya, lemak santan itu tidak jahat kalau tidak dimasak terlalu lama. Karena pemasakan yang terlalu lama itu akan berubah menjadi namanya lemak jahat atau lemak jenuh itu ya, sehingga di dalam tubuh dirubah menjadi kolesterol. Lama-kelamaan kolesterol juga sebenarnya adalah lemak yang diperlukan oleh tubuh. Tapi kalau dia kebanyakan itu akan menempel di pembuluh darah kita ya, sehingga jantung itu kesulitan untuk memompa darah ke seluruh tubuh, kemudian kembali lagi ke jantung. Ya sering terjadi penyumbatan lama-kelamaan, jantungnya itu kan akan menjadi berat ya, terjadi penyumbatan pembuluh korona, kemudian juga terjadi pecahnya pembuluh darah atau stroke juga ya. Dan lemak juga memicu orang itu menjadi gemuk kan ya. Nah, ya bukan hanya pembuluh darah, juga memicu juga penyakit-penyakit lain seperti diabetes mellitus gitu ya, cancer, tadi saya sebutkan jantung juga, stroke dan lain-lain. Itu akibat dari terlalu banyak mengkonsumsi coconut milk tadi ya, kalau kita santan gitu ya. Karena kita mengkonsumsi santan itu kan pasti dalam makanan kental, dimasak berulang-ulang. Itu yang menyebabkan menjadi lemaknya berubah menjadi lemak jahat gitu. Itu barangkali. Boleh saja mengkonsumsi, tidak ada larangan makanan yang dikonsumsi ya dalam dunia dietetik, sekalipun di rumah sakit itu tidak ada makanan yang dilarang, tetapi dibatasi ya. Jadi tidak ada rumah sakit itu makanan free garam, nggak ada. Jadi yang adalah rendah garam ya, rendah lemak, tidak ada free lemak.
Bu Neti ya. Meskipun when iftar it's okay to eat coconut milk. Jadi nggak salah ya.
Nggak apa-apa, asal tidak berlebihan gitu ya, seperti itu. Karena PCO sendiri ya, virgin coconut oil itu kan santan yang tidak dimasak ya, dibiarkan berhari-hari akan memunculkan minyak di atasnya. Itu justru akan menurunkan kadar lemak jahat di dalam tubuh kita karena tidak dimasak. Yang menjadi jahat itu karena coconut milk tadi dimasak berulang-ulang gitu ya.
Oke, thank you very much Ibu Neti. Maybe Pak Rudi may explain about the answer in English.
Okay, thank you. So as I said before, coconut milk itself is actually good. It contains of good fat, but if you cook the coconut milk, furthermore, if you cook it in a long time, then the good fat become bad fat or bad cholesterol. And if in your body there are too much bad cholesterol, it will influence your health because the bad cholesterol will be attached to your blood vein. So, and in the long term, it will influence your heart, and you can have like a coronary disease or something like that, and high cholesterol, which is not good for our body. And it is okay to consume coconut milk during fasting, but not too much. We have to be able to control ourselves to limit the amount of coconut milk that we consume. So it doesn't mean that you don't have, or you are not allowed to eat oil coconut at all. No, it is still allowed, but in a limited amount of coconut milk. Okay, that's all, Pak Teki.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Rudi. How about the answer, Bro Rokin? It's okay for the answer? Okay, thank you. I remember what Quran said, what Allah said in Al-Quran. Kulu wasrobu wala tusrifu. Eat and drink, but don't overdo it. So it is okay when we eat some dish when we get iftar, but do not overdo it. So it's mean okay what we eat in iftar, but it's still in limit, or maybe in limit number, maybe something like that. Okay. How about the other participant, or maybe Brother Rokin want some other question? It's still okay to you, or maybe to other brother and sister to make some question.
Yeah, okay. I have one more question, but I think it just needs a short answer. It's like a very simple question.
Okay.
So after Taraweh at night, what time should we stop eating?
Okay. Ya, oke. Kira-kira Bu Neti mungkin yang bisa menjawab juga ya. Kira-kira setelah tarawih sebaiknya kapan kita stop makan sebelum tidur, Bu? Kira-kira sebaiknya kalau setelah tarawih itu kapan, Bu? Nanti saya terjemahkan di bahasa Inggris.
Oke, siapa yang bertakun tadi?
Sama
tadi.
masih, Brother
Tetap
Rokin.
masih brother Mr. Roken ya. Oke, biasanya kita dianjurkan ya, walaupun puasa tidak puasa itu paling tidak 1 jam lah sebelum tidur kita sudah tidak mengkonsumsi apa-apa lagi gitu ya. Seperti itu.
Okay, Bro Rokin, so the answer is an hour before we sleep. This is the last time we got some meal before we sleep. So about an hour to 2 hours before we get sleep.
So with some people during Ramadan, they don't sleep at all. So does that mean they can eat all the time?
I think it is depends on their needs for the calories or for the nutrition. I think the answer is still kulu wasrobu wala tusrifu. I think that is the answer. It is okay if we not sleep all the night. We can still eat some snack maybe, or some drink, fruit, something like that. It's okay, but don't overdo it. Yeah.
Pak Zaki, I have a message.
Okay.
Don't eat while sleeping.
Okay, don't eat while sleeping. That's right. Okay. Okay, that is the answer, Brother Rokin. Okay. I think maybe enough for our Q&A session, because now in Banjarmasin, in Indonesia, especially in Banjarmasin, now is Maghrib time. So we have to finish this agenda. So let me close this session. Okay, brother and sister or participant, as human being, I realize that I can avoid the mistake. I represent all committees of this event. Would like to say sorry if we have many mistakes. Those are the agendas we have presented to you all this afternoon. We have you learned something. Thank you so much for your attention. See you on the next occasion. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a good day, everyone.
Waalaikumsalam.
Tadi
Kapung krap.
Kampuka.